Welcome everyone to another edition of Will We Talk, a podcast that's simply about music. We have got an artist in the spotlight today, very early for you, to have a conversation with us here at Will We Talk. We've got the brilliant Seb Lowe, who has joined us. I had a nice round of applause here, Seb, so you can pretend that you're, wow, admiring it. Yeah. And your violinist, Kate Curiel.
Yes.
Have I smashed that second name?
Smashed it.
Curiel, Kate. I don't know why I said it the wrong way around. Kate, thank you for joining us.
Thanks for having me.
Now, I've got to say, you've got to keep your microphones a little bit close like this. Seb and Kate, this has been one hell of a year. Seb, your journey of 2023, from being like a solo artist to, well, can you talk us about getting the band together?
Well, it's been a very long process. Started with different members than it is now. I think one of the kind of main unifying moments was the violin, which is right here. Okay. It's a bit different kind of thing, and definitely gave it that sort of unique sound. And now we're here.
And now you're fully into it. So Seb, obviously the career that you had, sort of, you were putting out little bits of your tunes onto social media, with TikTok being a really big driving point. I think making the most quite early on of what is a huge asset now to bands and to artists, being TikTok and social media. Then it became a bit more like, right, you're amazing online, it's time to get you in front of crowds. What was that sort of jump like?
At the start, it was tough, because again, kind of like, because we started on TikTok in COVID, and when there weren't even any gigs happening, and sort of grew this following without having any of those sort of roots of experience, and then went to do my first gig, and I was just terrible. And I remember how terrible it was, and it was just an acoustic guitar and me singing. I think, again, when we got the band in, which originally was just guitar, bass, drums, and me on the acoustic, and obviously they're all way more talented than I am at their respective instruments, made it a lot easier. Slowly got enjoyable to the point where it's now really, really fun.
You can tell it's really fun.
Yeah, but at the start it was just hard. Yeah.
Can I ask, was it always, when you were writing, was it always the goal to get in front of crowds? Did you know where you wanted Seb Lowe to end up?
At the start it wasn't really. It was less that. It was more I was kind of bored just bored in COVID and a bit sort of pissed off in COVID, and then wrote a load of songs about it. I wanted to go to uni. It then very suddenly became quite real. I think it will have been about a year and a half ago where the decision was made that this is what we want to do. Yeah.
It's quite an important decision in your life, but you must see how things were going for you to go, right, this is how I step up now.
Yeah.
You're the artist, Seb Lowe.
Yeah.
And with the band, I mean, Kate, tell us a little bit about your sort of music history.
So I had never been in a band before. Yes. I'd grown up playing classical music on the violin. And then, Seb invited me to do like 1 or 2 shows. And even that was just like crazy.
Well, what is that invitation like as someone who's not really stepped foot in that world?
Yeah, well, honestly, at the start, I was like, I don't know if I want to do it. I was like, I don't know if like...
The anxiety's there, you can understand it.
I mean, I wasn't doing anything like that at the time. And I was like, because the first show that I did was Jamie Webster, and it was like 2,000 people, and I'd never played in front of anyone. So, it was crazy, but amazing.
And you're a braver person than I am in front of 2,000 people. And now that relationship has gone from being quite lots of anxiety around stepping up and trying to become a band into now what is a really incredible collective of different people doing different things. You've sort of, how has that been to settle in and understand that you're part of now a team that can go on to do incredible things?
I mean, it was really easy actually because, we all just got on so well. So it just felt like hanging out with your mates and doing what you love with your friends. So it was really easy just to kind of settle into that dynamic.
It was.
It was. A couple of tracks here and there for you, Seb, in 2023. But has your writing changed then? Because you always writing, I can imagine. But now you've got a band to consider. What happens there for you? Do you write tunes and then go to the band, or do you consider how certain things might sound in ideas in your mind?
I think increasingly now it's a matter of writing songs with the awareness that I know it's going to sound much different with a band. The songwriting's changed from what was originally, how can I make a song sound good with just an acoustic guitar? I think there's a bit more scope for play now, because I can go, right, this sounds really, really weird, but bear with, because I know that it's going to sound good with a band. There's a lot of times where I can kind of sit back and go, you know what, Ben, just do the guitar solo, just write something, or Kate, just write something, and just it takes a lot of pressure off in that sense as well. Just stick to writing good, decent words and
because I mean,
some chords.
I suppose for those who don't know, it was quite there was a lot to go at during lockdown against the people in charge of the country, and I can't say they haven't filled you with more ammunition over the last couple of weeks and months. Is that still the direction you see the future of your music, sort of angst and a little bit punky?
Yeah, I mean,
sort of.
I just kind of I write about what I'm interested in, what I kind of want to write about at the time. More often than that happens to be quite political. I just think there is so much to write about, so much that needs writing about. You can kind of attack every sort of emotional point. It can be funny, but it can also be angry or sad. And I'm just so often drawn towards that. And I think it's good to be, I suppose. It needs talking about.
So talk to us a little bit about tour support. So you've been with the Charlatans over the last few weeks, and you mentioned Jamie Webster. For those who don't know that aren't sort of in the music industry, what does tour support offer you as a band, and how sort of good can it be for you, Seb?
It's huge. One of the best parts is that you kind of, especially, we've just supported the Charlatans, so you kind of hit this kind of audience that you wouldn't hit normally. And it's really interesting to see how they react, because the majority of the fans that we have from social media are quite young, quite, and I think that's why that kind of ties into that sort of political angst. We are the next generation, so no wonder. But what is interesting to see is how slightly older audiences respond to that. It's fun to kind of go to an audience that hasn't warmed up to you at all, and then you watch as they kind of slowly go, all right, this is, I don't mind this.
Get on your side. How's that like for you, Kate? Because obviously this is the sort of music that maybe wasn't part of your life a couple of years back, but now you're fully in it. Do you enjoy that when you're in front of a crowd and you know that maybe they don't know who you are yet, but by the end of your sets?
I mean, it's genuinely my favourite thing in the world to do is gigging. It's just amazing, and just watching people warm up to the songs as we go along. It's usually about halfway through the set where they're like, "Oh, this is
Killer for a Day."
It's Killer for a Day.
The
track that we just put out.
Yeah, just put it out. It's just a big live song.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's just great.
Love doing gigs and for someone in classical music. Talk to us about how would you do? Is this just me being stupid with classical music? Big long songs, and would they last for a while? And now you've got these sort of 3-4 minute bursts of tunes that are in your face.
Yeah, definitely.
And for you, which one do you enjoy the most? Do you enjoy that sort of
I mean, definitely the stuff we do now. I mean, I was moving away from classical music anyway, because when you do it for so many years, it gets a bit draining. And I feel like you can just express yourself a lot more in the kind of music that we do now.
It's less kind of rule based.
Yeah, and you can write your own stuff. And yeah.
And what's touring life like? Interesting.
I mean,
Fun.
fun.
Yeah.
I mean, I was saying to you before, we're very bad at the whole rock and roll thing. We sort of just get in the van and fall asleep most nights. It's really fun, yeah. But I don't. It's not like glamorous parties and that.
Yeah, because it
just
is
a lot
sort of
like
a lot of driving and then a lot of waiting around.
I love the drives though. Yeah, you just chat and listen to music, listen to really strange out there music. Sort of, I think you get into this thing where you run out of the straightforward tunes. Like I don't want.
You're like 6 hours into a drive and you just.
I don't want to listen to any more Beatles. Let's put on just 4 minutes of screaming. Yeah.
And let's hope we don't go insane. There must be a bond that you create in those cars, vans, whatever, that you must find it hard to create with anyone else, because there's that sort of intensity about what you're doing, but then there's the longevity of it, like spending so much time in each other's company.
Well, yeah, and you sort of like achieving these massive life goals with this group of people, and doing stuff that you all never thought would ever happen. It's hard then to not kind of get really, really close.
One of the highlights of the year must be the New Century Hall.
Yeah.
And that was a gig happened in September time, and now that is become a live album. Is that something? Did you have that in your mind? That's what you wanted to do before going in there?
Yeah. So we recorded the London show and the Manchester show, and one of them was very obviously better than the other. The London show was a bit of a mess. I think I forgot the words to like iPhone, which is one of the biggest songs we do.
It is good.
The crowd know all the words to, and then I didn't at all.
But the crowd were helping you out.
Yeah, they were helping me out. But I think it was like that kind of that burst of coming out to a big gig.
Yeah.
I think we're all just a bit like, whoa. Don't get me wrong, really, really fun gig. I had a great time. I think I'd like to think the crowd enjoyed it too, but no, Manchester was just something else. That was really special.
What is it like for you being in front of a crowd of people that are there just for sort of you, and that moment before going on stage? I mean, I can only ever comprehend something like that. But knowing that you sort of started your career with like sort of faceless likes and comments of people you thought you may never meet, and now you can see them in a room.
Unlike anything, yeah. It's that really kind of unique connection that you have with someone when they kind of deeply relate to something that you've written in your room that you also deeply relate to, and they've come this way to come and see it, and they know the song. I don't think there's a connection quite like it, really.
Let's talk about 2024 now, have you? It is a
Mm.
big year. There's another big headline tour. The Ritz in Manchester is one of the biggest shows on it, which is obviously April the 12th, I believe. It's going to be an amazing journey there in April. What do you do from now to April to get ready for it?
Practice.
Yeah.
Hopefully get some tunes out before it as well.
Oh,
some
nice.
Some new stuff. We're kind of like swimming in music at the minute that we need to kind of get down.
Yeah.
Get out.
Do you often find that recency bias plays a part in some of your work?
Huge. So like, but it'll come in like waves where I love the song when it's first written, and we record it, and I really like it. But sometimes it takes ages to record, and then by the time it's finished, I hate it. And then, or if we record it and then we wait a few months, and then I grow to despise it, and then I might listen to it a bit of time after, and then I'll like it again. It was "Don't Go" that's a song that came out not too long ago. It was a B-side, and I remember loving that song. It was like, this is my favourite one we've done. And then it just took so long that I despised it, and then now I kind of like it again. It's come back.
I think it was the same thing with Killer for a Day as well.
Yeah, oh yeah.
Which is one of the ones on the live album. I have been asking for that song to get out for like so long.
Yeah.
And I know a lot of the fans have as well. But yeah, you just Didn't
I
like
grew,
it for
grew
a while.
tired of it. That's one of the
Yeah.
songs that I wrote when I was like 15 or something.
Really well.
Yeah, just kind
But
of.
you brought it back to life.
Yeah,
as a
and that
second
well,
coming.
and funnily enough, actually, it was doing it with the band that made me kind of start to love it again, because when it was just on the acoustic guitar, grew really, really sick of it. But then we did it with the band, and it just all changed.
Yeah,
And
it's so different
It's
now.
so good now. Yeah.
It changes every time we play it, honestly.
Yeah, we like.
See the seriousness in your face. You're not messing about.
I
It's,
know.
it's quality.
It's a really fun
Don't mess
tune
with
though, because we'll add like something new to it.
Yeah.
Every tour, we need to update Kill for a Day. It's a different song now.
And your music videos, they seem quite chaotic.
Yeah, they're
How
fun.
are they to film?
Oh, fun.
Fun,
Chaotic. Yeah.
Chaotic, yeah.
Yeah.
We kind of sort of inspired by the Blur thing. If like the country house music video.
Yeah.
I think you see a lot of music videos that are dead sort of serious. Kind of look a bit like car adverts. And we with Ewan Ogden, who's done most of them. There's a bloke called Wes has done the Billionaire Extraordinaire one, which is also really, really good. But we've done most of them with Ewan Ogden, with this sort of approach of like how to make them dead fun.
Yeah.
Some weird storyline. I think that it was the Cavalryman one about this group of
That was awful to
group of
film.
monks and nuns that travelled forward in time.
Forward in time.
Forward in time to
Into
modern
Manchester city centre.
Oh, is
City
that when you're
centre.
crawling through the different bars and
That's
stuff
the
like
one.
that?
Oh.
Yeah.
Were you monks in that? I wasn't paying attention. So what, you dressed up? Did people in these bars? Did the people in the bars know you were coming in?
Yeah, well, and we'd ask them, like, is it all right if we film? And they're always,
How does that conversation go?
they're always,
Got
they
some
always
funny
love it.
looks.
Yeah, I mean, it's if anything, it's like promoting the bar, I suppose.
Of course,
We did. Here's a story bomb. We did. The whole day was in the Castle pub in Northern Oldham Street, and that was like we were mimicking the Run Around Sue music video. So it was black and white, and we was trying to like create this kind of speakeasy doo-wop concert thing, and we invited a load. Well, we put like an open invite to anyone on social media.
Class.
And all these people showed up like dressed in suits. This was actually before Kate.
Yeah.
I'm talking about something she wasn't there for. Yeah,
Didn't exist yet.
It's
No.
like the Bible.
BK.
Right. BK. Right. I've got to say thank you for joining us. Our
Pleasure.
time has come to an end, but I want to make sure that people know how to just keep in touch with you do. So all the links will be in the description below.
Yep.
But the main thing is live album. Go get it.
Yes, and the tour. They are the two big ones. Yeah,
Say it on the camera if you want.
live album and the headline tour in April.
Don't
Go
miss it.
crazy.
Seb, Kate, thank you very much for joining us, and Will We Talk?
Thank you.
And whenever you want to pop in, come on down. They've got brews on the go. We're all
Yeah,
good.
man. Yeah.
That has been the brilliant Seb and Kate. Listen, coming up after a little break, we've got the wonderful Rowetta. The chaos of Rowetta will be joining us on the sofa in a few moments' time for the brilliant Happy Mondays. Don't go anywhere. Welcome back to Will We Talk? An absolute legend joins us on the sofa. She's called Rowetta. She's been part of my life now for nearly 10 years, Ro.
Oh, is it?
Yeah, when I used to make you cups of tea at a radio show we used
You've
to
never
do.
made me a cup of tea because I don't drink it.
What have you got there, sorry?
Hot chocolate.
It is hot chocolate.
And you remembered. Yeah.
Hot chocolate.
I don't want people thinking that I've been rude all these years going, I don't want a cup of tea or I don't drink brews.
You do that.
Because I really don't drink those. but
What
I
do you have
drink
on your
that.
rider? What would be the
Um,
classic things you have on your rider?
Well, it's got to be Scotch and Diet Coke, Diet
you like
Pepsi.
Scotch?
That's
Yeah.
all I drink. I don't drink anything else.
See, I learned something new about you. I didn't know it was Scotch.
Yeah, because I don't let anybody see when I sneak a bottle in. No, I don't. No, I only ever drink Scotch, and so a lot of places don't sell it.
Yeah.
Or they sell Jack Daniels, other brands.
Would you have if you were pushed to it, would you have a whiskey? No.
Yes, yeah, that's what I drink, whiskey.
Oh, yeah.
Scotch whiskey.
Sorry. But if you were pushed to it, would you drink like a a Jack Daniels
I
kind of...
try it, I sip it, and then I leave. And I go, right, I'm leaving because you're all getting drunk. And I just don't like it. It makes me feel sick. Brandy makes me feel sick. I've just tried to drink, went to Victoria Warehouse to see Little Sims, and I tried to drink Jägermeister because I thought I won't sneak a bottle in here. It's Victoria Warehouse. I know the guys who run it. So I thought, I'll hope they have some whiskey. They didn't. So Jägermeister, honest to God, I came out more sober than when I went in. What a load of waste of time that is. I went, can I have a large one? And they were charging me large prices for there's no large Jägermeister. It's just
what, did you not like it? It tastes a bit like cough medicine, doesn't it? It tastes a bit like...
Yeah, so it's drinkable because it's not too horrible. I don't like other alcohol, but no. I think I'm going to have to try it in a Jaeger bomb.
Yeah, 100%.
Yeah, is that with like
Red Bull?
Yeah.
How was Little Sims?
Amazing. One of the best gigs, probably the best gig I went to without being on the stage myself last year. I couldn't believe it. My friend Amelia Ryder, some of you will know Paul Ryder, passed away, our bass player in Happy Mondays. So she said to me, would I take her? And I was like, yeah, but I'll be the only older person there. I'll be the only, I said, they'll all know the words and I won't know the words. She said, don't worry about Rowetta. And she said, there'll be loads of like couples and middle-aged people. And it was really, really mixed of all colours, all ages. And I loved it. She's incredible.
She's incredible.
But I didn't know. It just passed me by. I don't know what I thought I expected. I thought it'd be for young girls and stuff and all rap, and it was just so much more than that. It was just amazing. So yeah, I'm a massive fan now.
What's it like when you go to gigs? Because your life is so involved in music. Do you see gigs differently? Like, do you hear things differently? Do you see how they are on stage differently?
I don't really get to see too many gigs. It's like I went to Warehouse Project for the Hacienda thing with me on a night off, and Ian Brown was playing. But the year before, I was playing with Happy Mondays. So I thought this year I'm going to go and watch everything and see everything. But honest to God, when you're watching, if you've already been on the stage where it's that kind of crowd, they want selfies, they want talk. You can't watch a gig. I don't like watching from the back or the side. So I end up staying in the dressing room drinking all the riders if it's whiskey and just chatting in the back room. I end up missing the gig quite often. So that Little Sims one was a really good one where I could have gone and I want to walk to the front because I knew some of the security. Didn't do that. We queued up in the rain like everybody else and I loved it. But it's not very often I get to see that. And if you think I'm ever going to any festivals and standing for dirty toilets, I'm not. So I've got to have...
You've got to have it. You deserve it, right?
I'm a bit snobby with toilets. Even I remember we did Glastonbury and we were opening, not with Happy Mondays, we were opening with Hacienda Classical, going on first, but on the Pyramid stage. But you'd think in the morning, that on the Friday morning, I think it was, the toilets wouldn't be used. And Radiohead that night were headlining. Well, Radiohead's crew must have used the nice toilets. First thing in the morning, we went for a sound check because we were an orchestra.
Yeah.
And 10 o'clock in the morning, honest to God, I was throwing up. And for singing, it's
Because
terrible.
of seeing it?
Because of the smell. And then the blue stuff they put on top of the other stuff to cover the stuff.
Oh, that's even worse.
It's even worse. So we ended up with hardly any voice from throwing up. And luckily, by the time the crowd came, I was great. I was great. You couldn't tell what I'd done or what they'd done. But I couldn't believe it. Won't be Radiohead. It'll be Radiohead's crew, won't it? And everybody's crew.
Of course. They've got their own private.
Yeah, and a lot of them have curries the night before. A lot of them are vegetarians. Anyway, yeah.
So when it comes to your Euro, how have you been? How's 2023? Because we're coming slowly to the end of it.
We've had a really busy year because we've just come off an Australian-New Zealand tour with Happy Mondays.
That must have been fun.
It's actually quite tiring because 9 flights in 12 days with the gigs, and Bez didn't want to do any after parties, so I did a couple with Dan, and that's till like 4 or 5 in the morning, and then you get a flight at 7 in the morning to somewhere else. But I love it. For some reason, I don't get jet lag, and I just roll with it, and I really, really love it. But you don't appreciate where you've been when you do it like that. You don't see anywhere. You just see a few of your friends, and that's about it. So it's a shame, but that is it sounds really glamorous, but it's just work, really.
How do you keep yourself entertained on those long flights? Can you sit down, watch movies? Do you fall asleep?
I usually fall asleep and just try and move with the time, whatever time it's going to be.
Yeah.
But honestly, there was a load of rubbish on... What did I watch? It was a load of rubbish on the flight going. And I think we got 3 flights to get to Auckland. But coming back, just 1 flight, Perth to London, which was amazing because I had a gig with Shed 7 when I got back to about a few hours later.
Talk us through that day then. So you literally got straight from Perth to London.
And then we got a lift from our driver, the Happy Mondays driver, drove us back to Manchester. I'd booked a hotel, I had a few hours sleep, and then got on stage with Shed 7. And I was like, when they're going, no, you can't, and you'll have jet lag. I didn't have jet lag, but I just drank my way all through. I just literally went to bed in the afternoon, then got up feeling quite fresh. But it's that 17 hours, the one That one flight to London, that's amazing.
Oh.
It was 3 flights to Auckland. It's get off here, wait an hour, Singapore.
Just one.
Yeah.
That's crazy. And what was the Shed 7? Was it?
I've got a single out with Shed 7, yeah, and it's a single out called In Ecstasy. And so that's on the new album, which is out on my birthday, 5th of January.
Love that.
It's called A Matter of Time. So yeah, In Ecstasy, for the first time, they want me to sing it in the summer. It's like a little teaser during their summer shows, but I couldn't because Happy Mondays gigs clashed. And I was like, oh no. I really, really wanted to do it because it's fresh, because the Mondays haven't done anything new for years, so it would have been really good. But it worked out good that I could do the Manchester gig for the first time ever. And somebody filmed it, and when I walked on stage, just the response from the crowd. It was a sold-out Albert Hall. And you don't always appreciate how amazing. I mean, I watched the tape, and I'm buzzing even as much as the actual song. I'm buzzing off the response of my Manchester, the way they were cheering as if it was, you know, 'cause some people say I'm the Queen of Manchester because there aren't many other girls that do it or have done it as long as I have. But I did feel like the Queen of Manchester that night.
You are the Queen of Manchester, and do you know what I think it is? I think it's that your social media is also this really nice look back at what Manchester used to be as well. Like sometimes you do really good throwbacks where you put pictures up of the years gone by. Do you always love reflecting on what you've achieved?
I do, but it's now I'm doing a book now, so hopefully next year.
What do you mean?
I'm doing a book, so now I've got to stop giving everything away, like my whole life, and stop really talking too much about my life and showing exclusive pictures, because there aren't any, because I posted them up all the time. but what it is, I think it's Facebook reminds you every day I check what the memories. I do like to know what I was doing this time last year, and sometimes you go, God, was that 10 years ago that I did whatever? And so people go, how do you remember? And it's really Facebook.
Yeah, Facebook. But you've done so much. Do you surprise yourself every day? You go, blimey, I
still do. I mean, we just went to my friend's funeral, Manny's wife's funeral, and it was like the saddest thing. I sang at her fundraiser for it 1 year ago, just like almost to the day, a year ago. So to then be going to a funeral, and I remember just looking at Liam Gallagher and going, oh, actually, I've not sung with him. And I went, oh, do you fancy doing a song? And he just looked at me and went, oh, I don't know. And I don't think it'll happen. But I just worked out I'm going to be working with Ian Brown. And then I was thinking, I've worked with probably everybody I want to work with. It's probably only Liam I've not really. But I don't know whether it'd sound good or I've not got any ideas. Ian Brown I do have ideas for. Terry Hall I was going to work with, he passed away.
Yeah.
So there's Gorillas, I've worked with them. So I've worked with loads, and all the house music that I do. So I think
you've been
and I forget Solardo, Oliver Heldens, Todd Terry, Junior Sanchez recently. So and I've got a few more coming out really soon. So
when they make a song using your samples and vocals, did they run it past you? Did they tell you what they're going to do, or do they ask you to sing certain things?
That's different. Samples are different. Samples are from years ago when I go in the house and go, that sounds like me. Didn't know you could do that, and that's cheeky. And they don't pay you, and they've done it on Show Me Love, and they've done it on Boom Boom Pow. But I do, because now of technology and I can find out about it and do something about it. I do get paid now. That. But they shouldn't do it without asking me. No. And sometimes you will watch me kicking off on Facebook and going, hey, you're not allowed to do that. You're not allowed to just use my voice and my name without asking. But people
I would be annoyed as well.
People went, well, I've got this version of it without any music. So I just thought, well, if you did do that, you need to ask and you need to pay, or you need to not release it.
That must be annoying.
It's annoying, but they go, oh, you're so unprofessional. No, you're unprofessional.
Yeah, you're unprofessional.
Am I unprofessional? It's my voice. You're using my voice and my name, but I'm unprofessional because I'm telling you on Facebook and Twitter and every social media, because it's the only way to get them down. You just have to humiliate them.
Keep pecking the red.
Embarrass them. But nowadays, it's like Solardo will say, can you write something to this? I just I write all the vocal. Oliver Heldens sampled me, but then you work with him again and you write a vocal. But I get sent tunes daily.
Do they give you themes that they want you to write to?
Sometimes. Yeah, but usually I just write about what I want to, or it might have a title, a working title.
Yeah.
So I might go with that working title. If it's this girl, she's just sent me one. She's called Lizzie Curious, and I think her label's called Energy Records or Curious Energy. So I just started singing You Give Me Energy. So that might be called Raw Energy or something, or Pure Energy, because of that. But yeah, I just sing anything, and then sometimes it sticks. I used to always think it was funny to put dirty words in, but then it's just stupid. You know, like something stupid, like, and then because it's funny, like a big voice going, a bucket came for me to be sick in. You just slip it in. I'll suck and I will chew. You know, like just so, and it's stupid, but it's stupid because you probably won't get it played on the radio, and then you have to go.
True.
You'll have to sing something boring like that I would do instead of I'll suck and I will chew. But I've just done a tune with I'll suck and I will chew, and that was one of the first tunes I did. One of my dance tunes, yeah.
I love that. And do you look back at this year and have a highlight, Rowetta? Is there a gig? Is there a release?
It was Shed 7, without a doubt.
Really,
because I'd just come back from Australia. That was amazing. And it was Shed 7 because I'd not done it before with them. That's definitely the highlight, and I can't wait to do it. It's their 30th anniversary next year, so I'm looking forward to that. The Mondays are doing a final, definitely for the next couple of years. Won't be doing any more gigs for ages, if at all. So this next time we do a tour with them, may be the last. And
really? So that is coming up. Was Inspiral Carpet supporting as well?
Yeah, and Stereo MCs.
Oh, class.
Been there, done that, it's called. But it might be the last time, and because we're definitely due a break. We've been going since 2012, and we've all got other stuff going on. And it's the way last year I couldn't do other stuff that I wanted to do.
Yeah.
It got my nerves, and really it's surrounded by what Sean is doing. But it's not really. Sometimes it's probably good we all have a break and do what we want to do. So I can do my book and and work with people. Actually, because I don't like recording stuff with people and then not being able to perform live. So
you like that aspect of it?
Yeah, I really do. So I'm looking forward to doing more gigs with Shed 7 and other people that I'm got stuff coming out with. Got my eye on Pastel. I love Pastel. Yeah, so I get on with them. They came to see me actually doing an interview thing in Northern. So, yeah, I'm looking forward to that. And I'll be singing at Withenshaw Park with my friends Blossoms, but I'll be singing with Shed 7.
Oh, amazing.
Because I did Radio 1 Live Lounge with Blossoms.
Yes, you did.
So we did The Killer's the Man. I forgot I'd done it, so I thought, I could maybe.
You want to message them, go, listen, I would
talk to them all the time and Conrad, but I don't know if they do it in the set, but also it might be good for Shed 7 just to go on with them. But I'm there, and it's so close to where I live, so it's like...
Yeah. Party back at yours, is that what you're saying?
No, that's not what I'm saying. I can't get rid of people. I'll probably say no hotels, to be honest. So I'm really looking forward to next year. It's going to be great.
And the book, how do you write a book?
I write notes all the time, and you used to write notes, and then years ago, stay up all night and write notes, and I couldn't read what I'd written because it was just squiggles. But I used to enjoy writing. And then I've tried all different ways of doing it in the computer. But I've been doing it on my phone, but also I'm going to do it with someone, a lady called Jude Rogers, who's brilliant. She did a piece about me in The Gentlewoman, it was called, that made Bez cry. She's just this brilliant writer. So I can't get myself together. I stop writing every time I write about something sad, and my life has been up and down. So some of it I find too hard to write, so I couldn't do it on my own. So I said about 11 years ago, I think I told the Evening News, I'm going to write a book. I was about to write my story because I just met George Michael, and I was like, that was a trigger. I said, if I ever meet George Michael, I'll write a book. And 11 years later, I still haven't done it. But yeah, apparently I'm very good about writing about characters in my life. So that's what I do. Usually when I go home after a late night, I just put it all on my phone. Like
type
that.
Away.
Yeah, and type little things, and then go on Zoom and I can talk to Jude. But we're gonna do it properly, probably from February.
Yeah.
Where I'm going to go off with the Mondays, but do lots and lots of Zoom chats. And yeah, she came up with a publisher and a book agent, and so it's got really serious.
Very exciting.
Yeah, I always said though I wouldn't do it for the money, so I said don't offer me the money and say I've got a date to do it by just yet.
Yeah.
Until I decide. But I've decided before that I'm doing it. I got so many offers last year and I don't know why, so I think it's because the boys had brought books out and I've just never. So yeah, it's coming.
Bring it on, it's coming. Well, Ro, thank you very much for joining us.
Oh, you're welcome.
It's been such a pleasure.
It's always a pleasure for me as well.
Can you come back when you've got the book out?
Yeah, I will.
And we can talk about it. Well, you can give us little...
You might be in it.
It might be... You best put me in it.
It's time.
Rowetta.
It's time for everybody to sleep me before I'm too old.
Can you put...
Do you know what? This lad, I think it was after the Hacienda, he spent 2 hours trying to kiss me. And then he went, oh, fuck off then, you're frigid.
But he did he? What, a couple of weeks back?
Yeah. 2 hours he tried to kiss
2
me.
hours?
Yeah.
That's funny, so he's not getting in the book.
Just because I didn't kiss him, I'm frigid. I was going to kiss him.
What a way to end. I feel like with headlines there. Rob, thank you very much for joining us. Rowetta, just basically, if you search Rowetta in on Instagram and Twitter, you will find it, won't you?
And Facebook and everywhere.
And Facebook, and then you follow the journey. Listen, this has been another wonderful episode. Rowetta, the headline of the episode is all right. Drink your hot chocolate.
I know.
It's freshly made. She loves hot chocolate. We will be back in the new year for a whole new lot of Will We Talk podcasts. So thank you very much for joining us, and we'll see you in a bit.